Hey there, church. It's toward the end of the day on Monday. In the background here, you might listen to Evan's 4:30 drum lesson. It's a little later in the day than I had intended to make this at-home video about Sunday's passage from Psalm 23. He makes me, no, I'm sorry. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And really, my experience of this moment of the day has a lot to do with that passage, and maybe even the kind of life we're living as the church right now. When I get to the end of a day, toward the end of a day, sometimes I have this feeling that I didn't really live the day that I wanted to. And for me, that happens in a couple of different ways. I am a planner by nature. I like to think across my day and ask, what is it that I want to get done today? What meetings or appointments are happening, and what might I want for those? And it's not unusual for me to get to this point in the day and realize that what I had anticipated, maybe what I had wanted for how my day would go, did not actually happen. So I'm kind of charting a path for myself for what will happen in my day, and what do I make of it when the day doesn't take that path. And there's part of me that feels kind of frustrated, but I believe that God is working on me with that. Because really, if I'm frustrated, it means that the path I'm trying to take is a path of my own charting. And that's exactly what Psalm 23 tells us is not the kind of relationship God wants for us. God wants a relationship with us in which we are being led on the right path that God has for us because of who God is and because of what God wants for our lives. So that's where I feel like I'm changing, that more and more the question I'm asking isn't, did I go the way I wanted to go during the day, or the way I wanted my day to go, but more, how much did I stay connected with God? How much did I return to God across the day? So it's more about the quality of relationship and maybe to how I was listening to God through the day than whether what I wanted to have happen actually did happen. So I think this is essential to Psalm 23. That's very much a listening psalm, listening to the shepherd, receiving the shepherd's presence and guidance. A sheep does not do well on its own. The sheep does well in community, and especially in community with the shepherd, who knows a lot more about how to lead and guide than the sheep does. So we're going to talk about this at our at-home group this Wednesday. It's going to be the last one we have for a stretch of time because I'm going to be taking some vacation. But what is some of the tension that we live with in wanting a life where we feel like we can make a way, where we can make plans, where we can have hopes and dreams that touch us deeply, but also a life that's very much about relinquishing some of those in order to receive perhaps something that God has for us that's different or better? What does it mean for us to want what God wants for us more than we would want what we want for ourselves? So join at 7 o'clock this Wednesday by Zoom with the link that's on this email. And let's keep on exploring this with God life that Psalm 23 would give us access to. Peace to you all.